What's going on, fellas? I've got here a 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan. I'm going to use this car to point out to you the location of the blower motor fuses, the blower motor relay. I'm going to give you some troubleshooting steps for what to do when there's no air coming out of your vents. And I'm also going to show you the location of the blower motor as well as the blower motor resistor. So let's start by looking under this cover here. You push in on the tab here and here while you lift up. This will show you all the different fuses and relays. Now, the front blower motor fuse is this 40 amp J case fuse. The rear blower motor fuse is going to be this 25 amp fuse here. And both of these fuses only receive power when the relay is energized. As far as removing this front fuse, you just squeeze it, wiggle it side to side while you pull straight up. Pretty simple. Now the relays are underneath it. This is your front blower motor relay. That is your rear blower motor relay. And my favorite way to troubleshoot relays is I'll have the car running with the heat or the AC turned on, and then I'll just tap on the relays. Sometimes relays can get stuck, and by tapping the relay or wiggling the relay, you can cause it to unstick. Further troubleshooting beyond that, we can remove the relays and swap them. So if after I swap it, it starts to work, then I know that one of them is bad. Now let's take a look at the wiring. I've got the pins color coded here, and you'll see they're pretty much wired the same. They both receive constant power from these pins. So these pins should always be receiving voltage. Now they are computer controlled. When the computer wants the blower motor to be receiving power, it will provide a ground signal here. So a ground signal coming in on this pin will engage the relay. And when the relay is engaged, it sends power into this pin here. So same for the rear. Computer sends ground here. This relay will activate, sending power into this pin. Now that power does not go to the blower motor itself. It instead goes to the blower motor resistor. So let's take a look at how the front is set up. So moving on to the passenger side of the car. Behind the glove box here, we're going to open this, and there's a tab on either side that we pull in, and it will allow this box to drop down. Here is the blower motor resistor, and the blower motor itself is in there somewhere. It's behind that stuff. So the power coming off of that relay comes in on this blue wire into the resistor. And the resistor sends that power into the black wire. So this black wire here goes to the blower motor and it carries power from that relay. Now the ground to the blower motor comes in on this green wire. And it's actually the strength of that ground connection that determines the speed at which the blower motor spins. So for each setting on this dial here, we've got high, medium 2, medium 1, low, and off. For each setting, it grounds a different wire going to the resistor. And inside the resistor are actually a number of differently strength resistors that reduce the connection to the ground. So the highest speed possible, it will send ground to this blue white wire here. For the medium 2, it will send the ground to the blue purple wire here. For the medium 1, it will send the ground to the blue orange wire, and the weakest ground, the slowest speed possible, will come in on the blue gray wire here. So you can use a voltmeter or a test light here to see what's going on. Now, one troubleshooting step as well. You know, we've talked about checking the voltage and the ground and all that stuff. If we just look at the bottom of the blower motor, we can take like a little hammer or even a little wrench or something, just whatever you have on hand, and just tap on this while you have it turned on. Sometimes inside the blower motor there'll be a bad connection, and just giving this a good whack can get it going again. As far as accessing the blower motor itself, there's a number of small screws that you have to remove. So there's one there, and I'm sure there's more on the back side there. But yeah, this one's a little harder to get to than most because this is actually just the cover. But yeah, I hope that this information proves helpful for you in troubleshooting the blower motor. Please do let me know if you have any questions, or more importantly, if you have any advice about troubleshooting the blower motor or the air coming out of the vents. on your Dodge Grand Caravan. Thank you for watching.